self-realization. He feels he's been, from what I'm thinking and what I'm hearing, he feels he has been badly treated by the Nigerian Football Association
and doesn't just want to come at this time.
And doesn't want to come at this time. Some will argue that, look, that Nigeria is too big to beg any player. Some will argue that, look, no player is indispensable, you know, and no player is can be afforded the luxury of being thrown into the wilderness. We've seen how countries value one life at every point in time. And if Victor Anichebe can be an integral part of our World Cup ambitions, there's nothing that stops us from reaching out to him.
But, Yemi, what can we do? Emenike is out. We're going to be missing him in the game against Kenya, missing him in the game against Namibia. What can we do? How can we adjust our squad to make sure that we don't miss him too much?
If I don't go with Tunde's option, we should be bringing another player like for like. Maybe the coach has to probably change his tactics. Don't go with what we know, the way he played at the Nations Cup and the way we've seen Keshi.
How much time does he have to practice, play friendly games to try?
I don't know, maybe just
whatever new style,
alter the formation a little. If you're going to if you're going to use a person, for instance, as a target man, play to his strengths. But with the way the Eagles play, I think Emenike is the only one that fits that big center forward, all the attributes.
Someone argue that the likes of Michael Eneramo.
It's going to take some time before he comes back and adjusts to the team. You know? But huge responsibility on falling on the laps of Stephen Keshi. Find a way to get a player in that will help us get the result. These games we have in June are must-win games. Not a case of don't lose. Must-win games. Yeah.
Special emphasis on the World Cup qualifiers.
World Cup qualifiers. Must-win games.
We can be beaten 4-0 at every game at the Confederation Cup.
If I have to choose
World Cup,
if there is any reason to choose,
that's a no-brainer.
If there's any reason,
all that we've done this year, including our success in South Africa, not going to the World Cup can make a nullity of everything. So we must find a way to get those results. Whoever will get us the goals, we must find a way of doing that. So that's a huge responsibility for Keshi, the Nigerian Football Federation, everybody involved in our games. All right, we will go on a break now. This time, bring you a message. Channels National Kids Cup. This is to tell you that we're counting down to May 27 when we'll be playing the final match in that competition. We'll come back after that, take a look at some other issues around our football on Sports Tonight. Join us again.
Catch the thrilling moments of football actions as primary schools from 12 states of the Federation and Lagos log it out in Season 5 of the Channel's National Kids Cup. From May the 21st to the 27th, schools from Lagos, Akwa Ibom, Ogun, Edo, Osun, Abia, Niger, Kaduna, Oyo, Jigawa, Ekiti, Anambra and Delta States will all do battle like never before. Come see the thrills, the dribbles, as the kids show their skills on the pitch. Channel's National Kids Cup, catching them young. This tournament is in conjunction with the Lagos State Football Association, Eko Football.
All right, thank you for staying with us. It's still Sports Tonight. We've said a lot already, and we still have a lot more to say on the show tonight. Without wasting any more time, gentlemen, let's come and talk about some of the issues around football, domestic football. We'll talk athletics, and then we'll talk very briefly about Rashidi Yekini. Believe it or not, in the next couple of days, it will be 1 year that Yekini has passed on. How time flies. But before we talk about Yekini, let's start with the Nigeria Professional Football League, the league management company. Let's say LMC. It covers everything, covers all the grounds. On Friday, we did a lot of explaining from our own side, our own little way of maybe trying to resolve whatever crisis there are between the league, LMC, and the club owners or the club managers on the other hand. And we raised a few issues, particularly around allocation of shares by the LMC. But what we have done this morning, I beg your pardon, this night, is to bring you the explanation of the LMC chairman, Honorable Ndu Karabo, on the shares allocation. And that's what you are seeing on your screen. If you can read along with us, the league management company is the new licensee. I hope this is not another point of controversy, for the administration of the Professional Soccer League in Nigeria from 2013, that's this year. under Article 24 of FIFA Statutes. Well, you can go and check that for yourself. But this is the explanation that I want to focus on. It says the LMC, and we also can confirm this from the document, has a share capital of 100 million shares, as we were explaining on Friday. 20% of those shares are allowed for subscription on incorporation, according to its explanation. And that is what you also see on your screen. 5% of those shares are allowed for subscription on incorporation, as you can see on your screen. But then let's go on quickly and see the other explanation that he has to give around some of the holdings that we have for the LMC, as explained by the chairman, Honorable Undo Karaba. I hope we can move a little faster, changing that so that we can flow along and see what the explanation is. That is it on your screen. The LMC, in the chairman's name, also holds 20% in trust for the company. That's the 20% that we were referring to the other time. And it says there's 5% golden shares held by the Nigerian Football Federation. Okay. Yeah, which is okay. And then we have, understandable, because that's the body ruling football in Nigeria. And then we have 60% for participating clubs in the league, which they will take up as soon as they are reorganized. That's the explanation that the LMC chairman has given. If you put all of this together, we'll come to about 90%. There's still maybe 10%. Maybe the 10% could also maybe go to the clubs. Maybe 70% for the clubs. But this is the explanation that he has given. Absolutely brilliant. Faultless in terms of intention. But again, as we have always said, where is the problem coming from? Brilliant ideas from the LMC. The club owners also say they want the league to move forward and move from what it is right now to something better. But somehow in the middle, LMC and club owners just don't fix and stay on the same page.
Yeah, explanations have been lost in transit from what I've done.
So communication has not taken place.
No. Well, for the explanation, as we are seen on the screen, is interesting because it follows the German Bundesliga model. There is a holding company, a licensee, DSB, that is licensed to run the league on behalf of the 20 clubs. That company has a chief operating officer. It has a chief executive officer. It has subsidiaries as well that have hands in other things like packaging, travel arrangements for fans as well, and also media. So it's a model that exists and is proven to be working. But the difference there is that DSB is doing all this with the active participation and understanding of the 16 Bundesliga clubs, which is at variance what occurs in Nigeria. Every single that is why the club owners or club managers are up in arms. They claim that they have at no point
that we should have been the one initiating these ideas. If you sell it to us, or we buy it from you, and then we are actively involved.
So I mean, if a man tells you that he's a vegetarian, then you bring him